Dear child, I have a powerful message for you today, a message that comes straight from the heart of the divine. It's one that brings clarity, peace, and reassurance. What if I told you that the woman who has been trying to turn your special person against you, the one who has caused you so much pain, is no longer in his life? Imagine that for a moment. Take a deep breath and let your heart feel that truth as it sinks in deeply. Feel the relief. Feel the peace that washes over you as you realize that the turmoil and confusion she brought into your life are now over. Yes, I want you to understand that the woman who sowed so much chaos and negativity into his life is no longer there. Let this truth fill your heart and allow yourself to bask in the warmth of this divine revelation. Yes, you heard me correctly. The woman who caused so much heartache, confusion, and distress is no longer part of his world. This isn't just a fleeting thought or a wishful dream. It is an absolute truth, a truth that is being revealed to you now. This is the reality you've been waiting for, the freedom you've longed for, and it has arrived. I know you may be feeling a rush of emotions right now. Perhaps you feel disbelief, confusion, or even a spark of hope. Your heart might be racing, and your mind is probably flooded with questions. How is this possible? What happened? I can feel the uncertainty rising within you, and I understand the emotional flood that is swelling inside your heart. But I want you to know, dear child, that there is no need for worry. In the coming moments, everything will become clear. All the questions you've had will be answered, and you will find peace in your heart. The clarity you have been searching for is now within your reach, and I promise you that everything will soon make sense. So take a deep breath, center yourself, and prepare to receive this powerful message, a message that will shed light on everything that has been unfolding in your life. Before I explain exactly why this woman is no longer in his life and what happened last night to shift the course of his life forever, there is something essential I must share with you. This truth will lay the foundation for everything else you need to understand. It will help you see why things have happened the way they did and why, in this very moment, you can finally experience peace, knowing that she no longer holds any sway over him. The woman who caused so much chaos in your life has met her fate. Yes, dear one, this is true. She has reached the end of her journey, a journey that was shaped by her choices and actions. Everything she did, every word spoken, every dark moment she sowed into his life has now come full circle, and this has brought her to a place where she is no longer a part of his world. This is a permanent shift, and I want you to listen carefully because it's crucial for you to understand the significance of what has just taken place. The woman who once had so much control over him, who once manipulated and pulled him into her chaos, has lost all influence. This is not a temporary change. It is a permanent transformation. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has stepped in and cleared the energy she once held over him. It's as if a great weight has been lifted from his heart, his soul, and his very being. The connection that once bound him to her, the invisible thread that kept her in his life has been severed. Do not doubt this truth, dear child. It is real, and it is happening right now. You may wonder, what exactly happened? How did this shift occur? How could she, who was once so deeply embedded in his life, suddenly be gone? I understand that you are longing for answers, searching for the missing pieces of the puzzle. But I want to assure you that you will have all the answers you seek. You will come to understand how and why this dramatic shift has taken place, and more importantly, how it will affect your future together. The change that has occurred was not an ordinary event. No, it was a divine intervention, a moment in time orchestrated by the forces of the universe to set things right. This event marked the end of her influence and the beginning of a new chapter in his life. A chapter where he will be free from the confusion, negativity, and chaos that she brought into his world. Last night, the energy that once tied him to her was broken. The universe moved swiftly to clear the negativity, to break the chains that held him captive to her. Those chains, though invisible, were felt deeply in his heart and soul, but now they have been released. He is free, and this freedom is not just physical. It is emotional, mental, and spiritual. This freedom is the beginning of a new life for him, a life where he can finally step into the person he was always meant to be. But there's something else you need to understand, something crucial to fully grasp the gravity of this moment. The path she had been walking, the choices she made, the energy she sent out into the world, all led her to this point. Every decision, every action, every word, all had consequences. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, dear child. What she put into the world, in terms of manipulation and chaos, has now come back to her. This moment is the result of her own energy, the choices she made along the way. She thought she could continue to manipulate, control, and sow discord without consequence. But the universe does not forget. Every action, every thought, every word creates an energetic ripple that eventually returns to its source. Now, that ripple has come full circle, and she has reached the point where she can no longer affect him. This is not just the end of her influence. It's the culmination of her own actions, and the universe has ensured that she can no longer stand in the way of the beautiful life that awaits you both. Now it is time for you to embrace this new reality. The woman who once brought so much chaos is no longer in his life, and you, dear one, are free to step into the next chapter of your life, one filled with love, peace, and harmony. I know you have been waiting for this moment, longing for this shift. And now that it is here, I want you to recognize the profound significance of what has transpired. This is not just about the end of her influence over him. This is the beginning of a new life for both of you. This is your moment to embrace the love, light, and happiness that have always been waiting for you. This is your time to step forward with confidence, knowing that the universe is guiding you toward the life you've always dreamed of. So, take a deep breath now, dear child, and feel the truth of this message settle within you. Know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The divine forces are working in your favor, and you are exactly where you need to be. The journey you've been on has led you to this moment of clarity and freedom. This is your time to embrace the love, peace, and joy that are now yours. The path ahead is clear, and the future is filled with beautiful possibilities. The woman who once caused so much chaos is no longer part of your life, and now you are free to embrace the love that has always been waiting for you. Take this moment, dear one, and move forward with grace, confidence, and love. Dear child, know this truth. The energy you send out into the world, whether it is positive or negative, always returns to you in some form. The universe, in all its wisdom, operates through principles that are both simple and profound. There is no need for complications, for the universe's ways are as natural as the sun rising each morning and setting each night. In this world, there are no random acts or coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. Every action, every decision you make sends out a ripple, a vibration that affects the world around you. And in return, that energy finds its way back to you. You cannot expect your life to be free from hardship if you deliberately sow harm in the lives of others. When someone chooses to plant seeds of betrayal, pain, or harm, those seeds will, in time, grow and return to them in ways they may not expect. This is not a matter of anger or punishment. It is a fundamental law of the universe, as unshakable and constant as gravity itself. What you put out into the world, you will receive back. This is the cosmic balance that governs all things. This woman, dear one, believed she could disturb the peace of others without facing any consequences. She thought that she could create chaos, sow heartbreak, and bring harm into the lives of those around her without any repercussions. But little did she know, in doing so, she gave the universe every reason to step in and restore justice. The universe is not driven by anger or vengeance, but by balance. It is not personal, and it does not act out of emotion. It simply moves to restore order when it has been disrupted, to correct what has gone awry, and to re-establish equilibrium. The actions she took, the choices she made, and the harm she caused have now come full circle. She has reached a point where the consequences of her own actions have left her with no way out. The truth she tried so desperately to conceal has finally caught up with her. The universe has moved in its own way to show her for who she truly is. And now, dear one, it is time for you to see it as well. The events that unfolded were not mere coincidences, nor were they a matter of chance. They were the result of a series of decisions, actions, and intentions that she herself set into motion. The path she walked led her straight to this moment, the moment when the truth could no longer be hidden. Now, I ask you, dear one, are you ready to see things clearly? Are you ready to uncover the truth and understand what has really been happening all along? You see, there is no room for confusion or uncertainty now. The universe has spoken, and it is time for you to listen and see the truth as it stands, bare and unmasked. The woman who once sought to turn your special person against you is no longer part of his life. The reason for this, as I have already mentioned, lies within her past actions. The choices she made over time have now led her to this point. It is important for you to understand that her downfall was not something that happened overnight. It was the natural outcome of her own decisions and behaviors. You may be asking, what exactly happened last night? Let me tell you. Last night, she crossed a line from which there is no return. She committed an act of betrayal so deep that no one could have foreseen it. She thought she could deceive, manipulate, and lie without facing any consequences. But, dear one, the universe made sure she was seen for who she truly is. The special person you loved saw it with his own eyes. He witnessed her deceit firsthand, and that moment was life-changing for him.